Good morning, everybody. I'm trying to tweak up our videos a little bit so they're closer to the screen. So you're going to see less of me. You'll still hear me, but we'll get more of this. So I apologize if you're not seeing my pretty faces. We're going through this. I know you're really disappointed, but hey, such is life. So welcome back. We're jumping back into lesson 7-1-8. So if you're following along in your textbooks or on your Chromebooks, in there, baby picture, yes. I'll leave it to your imagination. My dad joke for the day, why is Peter Pan always flying? He never lands. Never land? I know you would like that one. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, today we're talking about simple interest. One of the big things that we try to teach you here is the basics of like a bank and the math that goes around it. Now there's other things out there called compound interest and other accounts. We're just talking about the basics today. So when banks lend you money, so like you're going to buy a car and you need to borrow some money, they're going to charge you interest, okay, which is their fee for letting the borrower, that's us, use the money. Interest is usually expressed as a percent. So it's going to be like 1%, 2%, 10%, something like that. Okay, but what we're going to have to do with this percent is change it to a decimal in order to use it. Okay, so it's expressed as a percent of the amount that's borrowed. And then we take that interest and we add it on to the amount that we borrowed, and then that's what we're going to pay back. So we pay back what they gave us plus the interest. So it's kind of their fee for going, hey, I'll let a friend help. We'll be a friend and we'll let you have some money, but you're going to pay me for it. Okay, next is, so my example is a bank might charge someone an annual yearly interest rate for borrowing. In addition, you have, if you have the money in a savings account, okay, so this is you borrowing, but let's reverse that. So let's say you have money in a savings account. Banks will pay interest to you on the money that's in the account. So when you put money into your savings account, you accumulate interest. It's not a whole lot though. That's why savings accounts aren't a good place to make money. But basically the bank is paying you a fee so they can use your money. So as soon as they take your money, they might be using it for something else. It just doesn't sit there in a little box just with your name on it. The money's constantly circulating around. Okay, so by leaving your money in a bank, you can earn some. Not much though, so don't go crazy. So there are different ways of calculating interest, and each one creates different patterns of growth. So there's a lot of different ways to do this, okay? So let's get started. So first we have a student council. It gets a loan from the PTA. They want to borrow $825. And you can see this story if we go back here, okay, to 7-86, renting the hall. So the background is all here. I'm just going to take you through the inner workings. So they borrow $825. The PTA says, we're going to charge you 2% interest per week. Okay, so what our first job is how much money does the PTA charge in interest? So we got to figure out what is 2% of $825. So if I'm looking for 2% of 825, what operation are we doing? Which you should be saying multiplication. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take $825 and we're going to multiply it by 2%. But you remember, you got to change 2% to a decimal, which should be 0.02. So 0.02. We're going to get on our calculators and calculate all that out, and it comes out to be $16.50. So every week, you don't pay back that $825 to the PTA. You're going to owe them $16.50 extra on top of the $825. So that's how much extra each week as the loan goes out. Then it says, how much money does the student council owe after 1 week? Okay, so if this is my interest, what do we owe after 1 week? Okay, we could say, if it's just the interest, it's $16.25. Owing after 1 week, if we put that together, we have our $825 plus the $16.50. So if we pay it back after 1 week, we would add those two together, and I'll give you a chance. And you should get $841.50. Questions? Oh, that's right, you can't ask me a question, but you can email me if you want. And then lastly, how much does the student council owe after 3 weeks? So you gotta ask yourself, if this is after 1 week, how much would be after 3 weeks? What do? You're right, multiply it by 3. So we take 1650, multiply it by 3, you get a 0, a 5, a 9, and the interest is $49.50. That's just the interest. Now, if we're paying it back after 3 weeks, we do that plus the $825. So you would add those two together, and we would get $873.50. Questions? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, now the student council also needs, they forgot, they need a DJ for this whole event. So they need $1,000 for the DJ. So the PTA said, we're gonna charge you 2% on that loan as well. I know, PTA is making money off of us. So we gotta figure out how much interest will the PTA charge them each week. So I need to know what is 2% of $1,000. Now again, the quick easy way is you change your 2% to a decimal, and you do $1,000 times 0.02. Get on your calculator and you would find that it's $20. Now some of you I know would go, well, I know 1% if I move it over twice would be $10, so 2% would be $20. You can do it that way too. So each week we're gonna owe them $20 until we pay that thing back. Now, down here it says, the PTA decided that they're gonna only charge you $18 in interest total for the both loans each week. So that's kind of nice. Instead of charging us $20 for here, and $16.50, which would be $36.50 total, they're gonna just charge us $18. So on both of the loans, what we need to figure out is what percent would that amount to be? So if they're only gonna charge us $18, what percent is that? So we've gotta go, okay, I have now $1,825, the two loans added together. And I gotta figure out what percent is that. So what do you think we should do? I heard somebody say divide. We can try to divide. So we can get on a calculator. I pulled out my handy dandy calculator. And we can go 1825 divided by, oh, you wanted to divide it by the 18? Okay, that's not right. That comes out goofy. Oh, somebody said change it. So 18 divided by 1825? That seems more reasonable. Okay, so we're gonna do, okay, the $18 divided by the 1825, and that comes out to be 0.00986. Now here's the key, we gotta figure out what percent is that. So in order to change a decimal back to a percent, you've got to move your decimal place back 2 spots. So now we have 0.9, and this 6 tells me to round that up, 0.99%. So it's not even 1% interest. So that's kind of a good deal. Instead of doing 2% interest, we have just under 1% interest. So we actually had to go the other way. Now, again, that's for 18. If we wanted to keep it under, we could keep playing around with that. And here's what some people will do. They'll go 1825 times, and they'll do 0.01, 1% interest. So 1% interest is equal to $18.25. That's too high for the $18. So we know it's below 1%. Then some people will go, instead of 0.01, they'll do 0.009, and then 0.0098. And they'll keep playing with it until they come up with this. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, all of this can be done pretty easily. There is a formula. You need to know this formula. Okay, this is a big deal. I equals PRT. I is your interest that you're either earning if you put money in the bank, or you're paying if you borrowed money from the bank. So that's the interest. The P is the principal. That's the money. So the money that you borrowed from the bank, or the money that you got from all your birthdays and you put into the bank. So that's the P, the principal. The R is the rate. Okay, it's your interest rate. And that always has to be in a decimal when we're calculating with it. You've got to make it a decimal. And then lastly, T is time. Time has to be in years. This is the key. It's got to be in years. So if they give you 1 week, you might have to change it to part of a year that's 1 out of 52, because there's 52 weeks in a year. If they say months, okay, it could be 1/12 of a year, depending on what we're doing. So we're going to use this formula to help solve many of these problems. It is also very much so in your math notes. So that math notes box that's between the lessons and the homework, you can check it out there. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to do problem 789, shopping around. Okay, the treasurer and student council decided to look into other funding options instead of the PTA because he thought it was too much. Okay, for the DJ and the photographer. So what I want you to do, not with your team, but by yourself, or unless you're working with a friend, that's good too. Examine how each loan would grow and find a way to compare them. So these are the 3 loans. Okay, so we have a local bank offering to loan the student council $995 at 1% weekly interest. We have a math club that's offered to loan them $940 at 4.5% monthly interest, monthly. And then the booster club offered to loan them $960. And they're not even worried about interest. They're just going to say, we're going to charge you $36 each month, or $9 a week in interest. So I need you to figure out which loan is growing most quickly. So which one has the most interest added to it each month? Because we don't want that one. So we want the less interest. So show all your work for those 3. So you can pause the video now, go do 789, and do all your work. Then I want you to come back and start it up again, and on the next slide, it'll have the answers. Or next 2 slides. So this is problem number 1 you gotta do. The second problem that you're gonna do is this one. I made up this one, so it is not in your book. Romy wants to buy a car from Fabulous Ford. She has to borrow money to do it. So she's gonna go to the bank, and she's going to borrow $24,500. The bank told her the interest rate is going to be 3%. She's going to have to pay back the loan in 5 years. So she's got 5 years. I want to know how much interest will she have to pay back with the loan. Your hint, use the formula. Okay? You have I equals PRT. You have 3 of the pieces, you're finding the interest. You just got to plug it in and multiply. And then, how much will she pay back total after 5 years? So this is just the interest in 5 years. And then what's she going to pay back total? Okay, now you can pause your video and get to work. And then once you're done, come back and I'll have the other slide for you. So pause. Oh, you're back, okay. So here's your answers. So the math club you should have gotten is gonna grow $42.30 each month. The local bank would be $38.20 a month, and the booster club would be $36. So the booster club's the best place to go. And then you should have gotten $3,675 for interest on that car loan for 5 years. That's what Romy's gonna owe in interest after 5 years. And then if you add that to her original loan, she's gonna owe $28,175. So hope you guys did well. Enjoy it. I will have a formative the next day for you, or actually, I'll put the formative on the same day for you. But please, 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 do not do the formatives before you watch the video and then send me an email, I don't get it. Watch the videos first, please. Okay. Have fun. See ya.